seriously don't even know where to start with this game. There's just like so much going on that at times it's actually kind of overwhelming. But I think the game does a pretty good job of introducing all the different weapons and skills through their tutorials. Like a good example is the first clip at the start of the video where they show you how to like steal the skills and they like teach you the skills by the NPCs and the animals just in the wild. They'll be doing some stuff, some moves, and you can just like kind of observe them, watch them, and steal the skills. Same thing for some of the skills from the NPCs. And I think that's a pretty cool way of just like discovering skills and unlocking skills. I think if I tried to talk about everything in this game, the video would probably be hours long, and I don't think anybody's gonna be watching that, especially from me. So I'm just gonna focus on a couple of things I love about this game and a couple of problems I have with the game. It's just UI stuff and some of the graphical stuff. I played the game on pretty much the highest, I think, graphics quality, almost highest, with DLSS quality. I think the first thing you're gonna notice and probably gonna see in videos on Steam is the game is pretty flashy. And it's not just in the trailers and the photos. The game is actually beautiful and the build is actually really cool, and they're really flashy, and it's just not just flashy, they're actually like, if you use them properly, they're actually useful. So the graphics are nice, they're amazing. At the same time, there's a few problems with them. For example, there's a lot of popping. So the game runs well, but that's because they have very aggressive culling on the level of detail on items. Stuff is going to be popping up in front of you, stuff is going to be changing in quality in front of you, like 2-3 meters in front of you, and that's very distracting at times, even in open areas where there's not much going on, or in cities. In cities I kind of understand there's a lot of NPCs, there's a lot going on, but even in open areas where there's not much going on, like the grass is going to be changing quality right in front of you, like not far at all. And that's pretty much my like biggest problem I think with the graphics, because other than that the game is beautiful. The art style, I love it. There's no RTX or anything, but this game really shows you don't need RTX or realistic lighting to have a game look beautiful, because the art style is amazing in open areas and cities, and it runs well. Like even in cities there's a lot of NPCs, I'm still getting about 60-70 FPS. Can drop a bit low in the big city. Other than that, it runs perfectly, even in boss fights with a lot of flashy effects going on, even with like multiple people attacking and multiple abilities being cast. Cool option that this game has in the graphics menu is that you can change the visual style of the game. So if you don't like how bright or colorful it is, you can like kind of mute it. You have like 4 or 5 options I think to change it. And of course, like every other game that comes out nowadays, there is like stutter when you go into new areas. It's not as bad as some other games. It's only a few areas, and also only when like you jump into a new area like a cave, or you go into the city for the first time or something, and it lasts like a second or two. But it's not too bad. Once you go in after that, I think the shaders are compiled and then you're fine. But it does happen. Usually whenever I see games like this that look very flashy and beautiful in the like videos and photos, they end up being kind of boring to play. Either the combat isn't very fun, or it's just flashy but you're not doing much. A good example is Black Desert Online. For me, I play that game. You're casting abilities that look like would destroy everything, but it takes like 10 of those abilities to kill one enemy, and that's so boring and so kind of lame. That does kind of happen in this game too, but to less of an extent. So the combat in this game, especially for boss fights, is very fun. It reminds me of Lies of P or Sekiro, where you're like deflecting or parrying attacks, or you can dodge too. But parrying, of course, is always more fun and more difficult. So when it comes to boss fights, I think the combat system is amazing. It's basically like a Souls-like system, and the boss fights are well designed, they look very cool. But when it comes to like killing like mobs or enemies, I feel like they're a bit too smudgy. And I'm not even playing at like a high difficulty. I don't know if at higher difficulties the enemies get more HP or just more damage. But I'm playing on the recommended difficulty, and even on that difficulty, it feels like at times the normal enemies are just so spongy. It can take like solid 10 seconds of like freaking hitting them non-stop to kill one enemy. And that's with like stuns and using abilities. And they do have like stun bars, so eventually even bosses you can stun them and do a big attack and take off like 30-40% of their HP. But that takes time, and it's not like, even on the smaller enemies, it doesn't happen instantly. Another thing I do love about the combat system is that basically all the abilities have pretty low cooldowns. So you can have up to like 8 abilities. So you have 4 abilities. Especially the menus are built for controllers, I think. So you have 4 abilities, then you can press Alt and you have another 4. And you can basically do a rotation. So you do the first ability, then the second, third. By the time you get to the 4th, the first one is already up again and you can just start again. And that is pretty fun. And you can do like combos with the stuns and the like big attacks and like kill enemies relatively quickly. Still feels a little too long at times, but not too bad. So the combat is amazing, the graphics are amazing. Those are basically the main things. I guess the third main thing is it's not pay to win, which is pretty big. The only reason I'm playing this game is because it's not pay to win. Because a lot of the time with Asian MMORPGs, stuff like that, the problem I have is just pay to win gacha games. I don't really enjoy that gameplay, so I just don't play them. But this game still has the problems of those gacha games. The biggest one being the menus inside menus inside menus. It's just like infinite amount of menus. I think I don't even, I played like 20 hours. I don't think I still haven't seen all the menus. Just the other day, just yesterday, I was playing, I'm in a guild with a friend, and I went into a menu just checking randomly because I was bored, like I was waiting for my friend. And there's another menu that's not even like mentioned or like highlighted. I went in there and there's words in there too. Like it's just, there's too many menus, too many areas where you have to claim stuff. I guess you don't have to, but why would you not? It's free stuff. And even when you have menus where it says claim all, it will claim all the stuff in a sub menu, in a sub category, instead of claiming all the stuff in that menu. It is actually infuriating at times navigating all the menus. I really, really wish they would just tone down this like gacha menus. Especially since it's not even like a pay to win game, you can only buy cosmetic stuff. So why do all this menu stuff for like in-game currency? Just why? It's like one of the biggest problems I have with this game. Other than that, I think I just one small problem with this game is just the voice acting. Sometimes there's just like no voice acting. Then there'll be a small part with voice acting, and then no voice acting again. It's not a big deal, but it's kind of weird. I wish you would just either have no voice acting on the whole quest, or just have the voice acting on the whole quest. It's weird to have it sometimes and sometimes not. I know it's a big game. There's a lot of translation to do. They'll probably add in later, so it's not that. It's not a big deal. But the last thing I do find kind of weird is sometimes the cutscenes are very low quality. It feels like watching a 360p video on YouTube. Like I genuinely don't understand why it's so low quality. Like if it was just a video, a 1080p YouTube video would look better than some of the cutscenes in game. I don't know what's going on there. It's just way too compressed or something, but it's really weird. Okay, that sounded like a lot of complaining towards the end, but those are like few problems I have with the game, and if they fix that, I feel like this game would be just almost perfect. Other than that, I mean, like I love the world, I love exploring, I love the quest, the story is cool, the cutscenes are very, very cool, like straight out of freaking animes, like they look very well done. So I love the game. That's why I have like these small problems. If they could fix those, I would love it even more, and I hope they do.